Well, hello again. I'm Dudley Thompson, and welcome again to WDT Media TV. And again, please like, share, and subscribe. Earlier, a caller called Troy, and he called into Nationwide and was kind of chastising the host that when they have politicians on their show, don't ask them any what they call powder puff questions. Ask the real hard questions to those politicians. It's Troy. Give some advice to the host on the questions that they should ask politician, in this case, Damian Crawford.
Reggie, when I ask politicians on the line, I interview them. Nobody with the softball thing in a Reggie. Damian Crawford step on the line and say, the government give themselves a salary increase. The PNP is vying to become the next government. That's all?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, I never asked the man if the PNP intends to roll back the salary increase where the government put in place last year and reduce parliamentarian salaries. You know, ask them question there,
And you think that's a realistic outcome of any discussion?
It is a reasonable question based on him posturing. As he said that the government give themselves a salary increase. Now, if they are going
last
to the
I checked,
government,
the parliamentarians form part of the government. It may not necessarily be the executive part of government, but they still form part of government.
Meaning the Andrew Holness team give themselves. That was his posturing, my boss. Nobody burning the thing general. When if you ask them, if them on government, them plan to roll it back. Second thing.
A good point raised there by the caller called Troy, that if the PNP was to form the next government, are there any plans to roll back the salaries of PNP and GLP leaders? Because the PNP was opposed to such an increase. But on the GLP rally, Andrew Holness said this about salary increase.
When it was proposed to increase my salary, they go around and tell lie. A man in a bar and say, oh, me make $28 million. I said, really? You never realize that I didn't take any salary increase. My salary today is about $9 million. That's what average salary. The other man who claim him a Tapanaris, who claim him not need no money from government, him take it. And you don't know when doing it. But I never take it. Who is truly for Jamaica?
That was Prime Minister Andrew Holness speaking that the PNP must rally in halfway tree, saying publicly that his salary per annum is around 9 million Jamaican dollars, not the 28 million as was reported in the public domain. And he goes as far as to say that he did not take the increase. And he also indicated that Mark Golding took the increase. And as you heard in their Manifesto launch, they were actually criticizing the increase. And Troy asked a good question that if the PNP was to become government, would they roll back the increase? What is now coming to the fore now? For transparency, the fact that Andrew Holness can come on a public platform and tell the entire world that his salary is 9 million Jamaican dollars per annum. The onus is now on Mark Golding to go on a plain PNP platform and to declare his salary as opposition leader, and then the people can judge if he took the increase or he did not. You heard the PM said he did not take the increase. It was proposed to go to $28 million and he did not take it. You heard him a while ago saying that. So the onus is now on Mark Golding to, again, during the PNP mass meeting, to tell the Jamaican public and the electorate, the electorate, if he did took or reject the increase. Because for transparency, I think all Jamaicans need to know, in the same way or the Prime Minister can put a salary on the table, $9 million per annum. And on to the second point, the caller Troy also bored holes in aspects of Damian Crawford's education plan. Here is Troy again.
You did the thing last night, though.
Yes.
In general, Crawford said the Person Family Program is not just for university. It says it's also for technical and vocational training, don't it?
He said that if that was the route they wanted to take.
Right. Watch out now. Not free up to level 4.
To my understanding, yes.
Yes.
Which means already the government has made Heart Trust NTA free for first in family, second in family, third in family, everybody in
That
family.
is a good point, yes.
So when Crawford, I got to tell we say, the PNP government are going to make tertiary education available to a scholarship to the first in family. I would wink him, I try would wink because I done free for everybody already up to level 4, which is university level certification. Not true, Baba?
I don't know how the tiers for certification work at hand.
Level
So I'm going to take your word for that one.
Level 4 certification.
I'm going to take your word for that one, Troy.
Of an associate degree. All right, next one, no,
Well, good point there by the man called Troy. Yes. I have a friend right now who's doing a degree at Hart and is free of cost. And he's not the first in his family. So when the PNP went talk about when they thought their plans too early, the JLP steal it. What we're seeing now, the PNP is proposing something that is already in existence by the JLP. Better yet, even better. Because Crawford said first in the family, while Hart, as Troy said, is for the first, the second, the third, up to the 10th. So again, what they're proposing as education plan is already in existence at Hart Trust. So again, the Crawford plan need to go to the drawing board and for more analysis and see if it can come better at what is now being drafted. There is also a serious concern when it comes to the future Minister of Finance, as was first aired on our political platform talk through War Lady, that if the PNP was to become government of this country, Julian Robinson will not be the Minister of Finance. It will be Peter Bunting. And it was evident that at the launch of the manifesto, Mr. Robinson was in the second row. Didn't even speak at the launch when it comes to finance. And Troy picked up on that as well.
I watched the thing on Julian Robinson today in the second row. In the day, not the first row, in the ministry, in the opposition sports and finance. Him supposed to deal with everything budgetary. You know what that means? The money man not even have a talk. That means that the money talk not even have a man. That means that the money people them in the PNP don't have a plan. You understand?
As I understand it, that the fact that he didn't speak is causing quite a stir among the PNP faithful as well. They're asking questions as to why was the prospective future finance minister not speaking on the budget on such a critical day. They themselves find it very curious.
The PNP don't have a plan that involves the money man because the money man is not a part of the plan. You understand? We're gone.
And you heard there from Troy. And just to reiterate, what was said earlier, that yes, Mr. Bunting is the proposed Minister of Finance if the PNP was win the elections, not Mr. Robinson. So that was first highlighted on our program by our seasoned guest. We call her War Lady. Yeah, man. It was we bring that news first on the program. And the fact that Mr. Robinson did not speak on financial matters at the launch, it gives more relevance to that perspective that Mr. Robinson will not be the Minister of Finance if the PNP was to form government. It will in fact be a Peter Bunting. And so again, we did that first on our program. And Troy also addressed Mark Golding's call for fixed election date.
And we need fixed election date. PNP Manifesto said they will consider, they will have discussion. That means that they're not obligated to give a fixed election date.
Well, he did respond to that and said that, it ultimately rests with the people of the country and the parliamentarians in essence.
But they never know that when they tell Andrew Holness it said fixed election date. They never know that.
I found that quite a bit of creative writing when they put that in the manifesto as we will consider this proposal, not necessarily that we'll go through with it. The same thing with the gag clause in the Interim Commission. I note, interestingly enough, when it came down to the wire, they never quite outright said we'll get rid of the gag clause. They said we'll modify the gag clause.
And a good point there raised by Troy. You heard where Mark Golding calling on Andrew Holness for a fixed election date. I know we're saying that for that to be a reality, it's up to the people and the parliamentarian, not just Andrew Holness. Wow. I'm Dudley Thompson, and again, please like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, thanks for watching.